Hello all, hope you is good. Welcome back to EU4 and Switzerland. So, we've just come out of a war versus... Yeah, let's go rival cost. I did that reflexively, but I don't need the harsh treatment really. I'm not really doing much with autonomy change cooldown. I'm just reducing it once and then being done with it. Yeah, at most fort maintenance on a board with rival might have done something, but nah. Russia just annulled our alliance because they design my provinces -200. Well, what do you know? They're not valid as a rival though, weirdly. So we just finished up the war versus Lithuania. The next plan is to get ready for the Poland war. Wait, what? The Burgundy told us about the event the same day of 1633. Poland is now a part of the Holy Roman Empire. Well, that's awkward in itself because I'm no longer in the Empire. When I go to declare war on Poland, it now automatically sees Burgundy as being called in rather than called in as an ally. That's kind of a shame. I can still fight Poland via making Lithuania the main belligerent, but got to be a little bit more careful about that now. Which means that Poland are no longer my next war, really, because fighting them would fight Burgundy, which automatically calls in everyone who they're allied to, but also the coalition. So, for now, let's fabricate claims on Russia and get ready for 5 years' time. Noah and the Whale would be proud. And also it is a great song. So yeah. Anyway, the main goal here now, or rather the new primary objective, is still to become the economic hegemon in the campaign. That's the new plan. And Switzerland, while following the rules of Switzerlake and Mercs only, become the economic hegemon, which we're coming along quite nicely to. I have to core up all of the land that I took though. Good thing I just thought about that rather than taking the next economic idea. Nothing can be concentrated. Let's just not hit core all. Let's just do this for now. There we go. I'll leave this leftover admin power. Poitou. It held last until August 35, so in 2 years' time, I'll be able to do the thing with the estates. So that's okay. I'll show you what that thing is when we get to the time. For now, let's just drill up. And I can't remember if I put my home guard on rebel stomping to include the new land. I did not do that between episodes. Okay. Excellent stuff. Then let's get that going. Back to normal. No complaints from me. Offer for ducats for favours. No, GB, sorry, it's not happening. They might want me to become their ally. Russia, nope. Yeah, I'm at 3 out of 4 relations. Can I just grab like an odd-sod relation? Offer alliance. GB would become allied with me. As would Malacca. You know what? I actually value Malacca more than I value GB right now. No real reason. Just feel like they'd pull more weight. In the meantime, of course, let's do the usual and check the manufactories. Yeah, we're scraping the barrel now. Look at that. Again, that all needs to be done. Oh, and let's quickly do this as well. Get on with this. I can't make everything a core here, of course, a state, because of course it needs to be called up first. So let's wait a moment. When the time comes for coal, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got quite a few coal provinces anyway. Not like a load of provinces, but a decent amount is how I will describe it. Also note that the Hessian Jaeger Corps got an even better general than before. Good for you. But really, the only generals that I can hire really would be for the free, independent and grand armies, even though I'm not hiring the free mercs because they'd be too small of a thing for me now. You know what? Let's not make new war galleons. Excellent. 0 sailors. You gain 0 each month and use 0 sailors. Long may that remain. Let's also establish Sunday schools. To declare statute in the estate of the appeals is not something I want. I mean, I'm already not getting any... Mind you, I'm already not really getting any extra papal influence, but I don't want to lose 10 because I'm still getting some from conversions. So there is that to consider. Yeah, although I'm not really gaining, I'm not losing, I think would be the way to put it. Let's go 5 prestige. And as for court and country, we just need to wait for the disaster to have been active for 10 years. And that will give me minus tax modifier, goods produced and maximum absolutism, but that should be a temporary measure. It's not going to be permanent or anything. It should tick itself off. Let's re-roll some generals and take the level 1 morale of armies for now. That's the bonus I want, but not the points I want, you know? So it's not, it just about doesn't hit the sweet spot. Meanwhile, I'm 100 gov reform off my final tier, which for question of dictatorship, I'm torn between actually getting the absolutism or just going for reinforced Republican values. I'm kind of tempted by the reform Republican values, lower my re-election cost, gives me a free admin thing. That's kind of, it's not the min-maxi version. The min-maxi version would of course be to take the 25 absolutism, but I don't think I'm going to do it. I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't think I'll take that route. So I think we're fine. Malacca wants knowledge of provinces. Of course you can. Go attack them at your own free will. I'll wait. You probably won't anyway. Let's grab another manufactory. So my next admin tech, of course, will be for cathedrals. That could be fun, but I don't think I'm going to prioritise it. I think the plan will be prioritising economic ideas, get that finished up, and then get the cathedrals, etc. So, Charter. I think I'll take my diplomat out from France. You know, I could declare war on Venice. They're guaranteed by the Ottomans, though. I mean, not that it matters, but I would declare war on Venice, which then allows me to fight Naples without France. Then I would have a truce reset with Naples, which would then also truce reset me with France. You know what? Let's start fabricating on Venice. As mentioned, obviously the priority lies with Russia, but I can still do that to Venice. Again, I only really need Verona off them. It's the only province that I can take now. Everything else is the word I'm looking for is ineligible. Right, excess merchant. Where should we put that? I'm just going for collect spree. So let's say collect from Krakow. I'll take collect from Krakow. That's fine by me. Also bear in mind I have not been reallocating the state edicts for trade power. I might do that between this episode and next. But otherwise it's really not too much of a worry. And yes, I did just take the 1 stab loss rather than the corruption loan. It's a strange timeline we're living in. What a surprise, the next Pope is loyal to the Pope. Who would have thought? Such is life. Let's put one into potentially becoming the next papal controller. May as well throw in, right? I've been papal controller once or twice this campaign, so never say never. And let's grab a few more churches. Excellent. The next one is inflation reduction from loan repayment and gold depletion chance. The most useless idea in this group for me. Actually no, debt and loans is because I don't really have any loans. Like at all. Doing pretty well here. These Bulgarian separatists, get to it my minions. And off they go. Bear in mind that I'm only earning 40 ducats a month because I'm quite a bit over my force limit. And I'm slightly rooting out corruption to keep the loss, keep the gain from happening. So it's like the corruption equilibrium value. Okay, the Cossacks won. So back to drilling with you. Nice. Everything's coming up Molehouse, except Molehouse is... Everything is not coming up Molehouse. They're kind of gone. They're kind of a little bit gone. I'm not going to seize land until the nobility equilibrium is above 50. Let me rephrase that. The equilibrium is above 50. I'm not going to swap until the actual loyalty value is above 50. Let me correct myself. We've lost Holy War versus the Ottomans. I don't care. And let's take on particularists. I think what I'll do is I'll get the independent army to undrill. Because there's so many of them with like a morale tick or two, we should be able to win versus Kiev. And of course I'll re-elect Stefan. I want to keep my absolutism up at the moment while I'm coring the last of the Lithuanian land as well. So that works. Because then otherwise I'd probably get... Oh! No, I'd be fine with my overextension now if Stefan perished. I just want the more points. Really. Always go for more points. Right. The Jaeger Corps immediately destroyed those rebels. Thank you. Great job. Your services here aren't needed, Swiss Home Guard. You're a little late to the party, buddy. Go deal with the inevitable Corfuan separatists, maybe. And I'm not going to take serfs on their turfs because of the morale drop. Russia allied to Sweden and Delhi. I mean, it's an interesting choice. Delhi of all people, but you do you. Right, let's make a claim on reserve. And my truce with them ends June 38, did that say? June 38. I couldn't tell, I forgot for a second whether it said June or July, but yeah. They're next. Year and a half time. And let's take the next economic idea then. We want to be pushed along. If nothing else. Then let's grab some more universities. Keep the dev cost reductions flowing. I also have my claim that I want on Venice. Rip in pieces to Stefan. In this campaign, Stefans have truly ruled the world. And we're back to another admin candidate. Who's a scholar? Interesting. We went from a free thinker to a scholar. And yeah, I forgot to double check the names, but Florian's fine. If I keep harping on about the names, I'll get a bit superstitious of the campaign. But you know, sometimes it has that. Some campaigns have that feel to them, don't they? 5 absolutism. Get rid of the Particularists and Costendil. Court and country will soon be over. End hostilities between court and country, just as a rebel is about to siege. So the burned court is devastated, giving me minus max absolutism. However, that should then later sort itself out to give me absolutism once we're done. So February 47 should be the beginning of more absolutism, if I recall correctly. Please bear in mind it's been a long time since I sincerely actually went through court and country. I don't bother with the event because a lot of campaigns I already have 100 absolutism, or it's a campaign that's not gone to this point. My income's shooting up because I'm no longer that far over force limit and I'm no longer needing to root up corruption. Nearly up to 400 ducats of income. Good stuff. And again, my truce with Poland's up. If I fight them, the whole damn coalition joins in. The plan will be to fight Russia next, not Poland. It's Russia. Then while I'm at war with Russia, I need to then also declare war on Venice to stop Venice joining the coalition, so I can take Verona, Perugia and Spoleto. Then Naples and Venice will be complete. But then I would need to fight Naples afterward to be able to get France in, to get them onto a truce lock. Also, Delhi, why do you need access? Because you're fighting Spain. Spanish conquest of Palawan. Ah, okay. Gotcha. You do you. Unfortunately, my mercenary companies are coming up to almost all being used. The only ones that the only ones I don't have employed aren't particularly great. I mean, the Swiss Guards are alright, I suppose, but other than that, nothing's particularly enamouring. Like, I could take the Tyrolean Guard and the Swiss army, the Swiss Free Army, but I'm fine being at 300,000 units. Mind you, I have got some units that are small, like the Doppelsoldner. Like, they're not a very big Merc company. So why am I not making a comment about them, for instance? I suppose for now it doesn't matter too much. I need to be out of drill by February. We'll let the tick of February come by and then we'll swap to just getting professionalism. Nope, sorry, we're getting morale back. I'm also at 91% professionalism. That's kind of nice. And bear in mind, while I'm not using any manpower armies, and my manpower never being reduced, I never need to use sack and recruitment, which means my professionalism, with the exception of the odd event randomly popping up, should mean that my professionalism never goes down. I think I said professionalism twice. Sorry, I got caught in my I'm getting caught under my own words today, quite handily. Words are hard. That's not the only thing that's hard. That's what he said. Right. So I don't need my diplomat in Venice anymore. We have our one and only claim. Lithuania. I can grab a couple more claims. The truce with Lithuania ends in 1648, giving me plenty of time. And Lithuania is actually allied to Venice. So at 1640 I declare war on Venice. I white peace Lithuania, which then allows me to fight them slightly quicker. Yeah, there's a plan in there. Also, it's great because Lithuania are right next to Russia, who I'm actually going to be fighting against first. So, Final gov reform tier. Again, I'm quite liking reinforced Republican values here. Unfortunately, it won't apply just yet, but it will apply soon. So if it's not applying yet, I should have just taken the max absolutism and swapped over. Oh well. It will apply soon enough. So I'm not too worried. French separatists, go, my mercs. This army is also not in position. We'll make you... Oh, I got rid of every army except from the Cossack host for drilling. Oopsie, I made a mistake. So what am I doing with this money as well, by the way? How about, you guessed it, more manufactories. Nope, I'm not looking in terms of order of value either, as you can tell. As that's just painfully made aware. Then what's this about? Prestige or nobility loyalty? Let's take the prestige loss. Because I saw the bit where it said something about trade efficiency. Let's just try and keep all that as good as possible. We'll take reserve and go. Then each of these guys can just move to a province in question. And we'll push on through. I could have further split up the stacks to go to different provinces, but honestly I quite like the distribution of units here. This is just so I can keep everyone compact in case if anyone comes along. Local autonomy in Prague and nobody get land, or 13% chance of, well, 15% chance of whatever. But yeah, the nobilities took a hit there. That was the flip of the coin. Unfortunately so. So now I might take the unrest person, or I'll find someone more appropriate. In the meantime, there was something I was going to look at. Oh yes, the Diet call can be added. We'll complete this off. They now approve of me, and we'll remove the nobility right for Diet call. So everything's fine. So Strasbourg of a training fields. Nah, let's put Dunnerworth at 9 production. Oh no, having to use my bird mana. Crying shame. For now, let's use sword mana instead of paper mana because I need paper mana. I had to substitute in a development type, so that's one of the few instances where I talked about earlier in the campaign of having to use sword mana to develop to offset when I needed other powers. In the meantime, production efficiency or unrest. I mean, I don't think I mind about my unrest right now. So let's just go production efficiency, then promote. Yeah, I can get behind that. Right, 1 fort down. And yes, I did put them to level 4. I want the admin advisor to be as good as they possibly can to encourage me to be able to core and dev. Nope, core and grab my ideas sooner. Apologies. I'm sure you got the intention behind the point though. So now all my gov reform can be used into expanding admin. I need to spend 1 reform progress for 20 gov cap. I need to spend 4 of gov cap. I need to spend 8. Yeah, nice and cheap to begin with for me because I've got infrastructure. If I took the other government reform, I can't remember which tier it's in, but there was one that was it infrequent elections? There's one of them. It's in one of these. I think it might have been even been office selection. Oh, it's this one, federal state. Expand admin cost minus 100% would bring this even further down. But no. I've already mentioned I'm not too fussed about that. I'd rather just do what I'm doing. In comes Sweden. Do you only have 29k? No, but that is half your army. So again, while we're in this war versus Russia, I need to keep wary of the Venice truce. I'm not bothered about the guarantee by the Ottomans I just need to make sure that I can fight. With the Ottomans, I could white peace them, or, you know, take money, then start to take this that they've taken. Of course, I can't take Astrakhan. It's... Although it's next to the Caspian Sea and provides 0 sailors, it's actually not given sailors because of the devastation and stuff. No, I wouldn't want to take it anyway, because although it borders a lake, it still borders water. I don't want any water. That is again, that's very much against the spirit of the campaign. So I would, though, take everything down this way. So like Barmut, Tin, Lower Don, Azaraba, Majar, Kumar, Terek, you get the idea. These provinces here. All the way down to Slovakia. From the Ottomans. I don't know what I'm going to take from Russia in this war. Is partly my curiosity. Don't know whether to just take the main part of Russia, or if I just immediately snake east to go to, say, Nogai. Nogai are kind of big. I could make Persia annul their alliance with Nogai, and then fight them straight up. And then the borders are going to look snaky, but then I'll need to readjust so they look nice. And I'm not taking Tech 19. I will prioritise my economic ideas. And this war's going to be a couple of years, so I may as well continue to do the thing. So yeah, if I'm also going to be fighting Venice and getting land from the Ottomans, I should really border Nogai. So my peace deal should, logically, or maybe illogically, you decide, look something like this. I was wanting to take on Muscovy, wasn't I? Maybe I ignore that part of the plan and we just do this, and that still looks decent. Like that, maybe. We'll see. Closer to the time, I'll give it a proper look in. These guys need to go to Zlatoust, and then what I'll probably do is start getting a unit ready to take on Venice / the Ottomans, because that will be coming up. Or I could literally just ignore the Venice part and focus on getting Nogai, then calling my borders over this way. I don't know. Clearly I'm still in conflict. There may come a time where I go, even if I don't get cute borders, I'm still getting economic hegemony. Regardless, economic hegemony is happening. The border thing I might have to give up on. We'll see. Time will tell. Excellent. Sweden got beaten up. And Sweden have no forts. They removed the one in Viborg. No, because Russia took the one in Viborg. Because Denmark took it from Sweden earlier, and then Russia took it from Denmark. I imagine would be the chain of events, without checking the province history. Let's go take Sweden out from this war. No guys, do not take that route. You know that a Swedish boat's going to come along and strand me in Ireland. So let's just walk it around. And we'll split siege, quote unquote split siege, with the Merc companies. Then I also need to grab Troitsko-Peshchersk. This Russian war might take a while if I need to get down into Delhi to piece them out. I don't know if I'll necessarily need to. It might just be a case that I could wait out the 5 years and Russia would then just get white pieced. That is a possibility. We won the siege of Zlatoust. Excellent stuff. Next fort, please. Can I go this way and then that way? There's a fort in here, I think, as well. No, actually, zone of control does not indicate that fact. Zone of control only indicates there's a fort here. Fine by me. I forgot to look at the actual paper mana cost of this piece. 500. Okay. That's not too bad. What I'm probably going to do is bring up my Republican tradition and my absolutism all in one. And just make things a little more convenient. I'll probably cut the cost a little bit. 471. And it makes my war worth slightly less war score. My peace deal worth slightly less war score now, so I'll be able to afford slightly more. As long as my leader stays in charge, we should be good. And Sweden will likely peace out after me taking Stockholm and then like carpet sieging. Spreading my units out, I imagine. Let's go here, here, here. And you know what? I've just noticed the time, so let's carry this on in the next episode. So we'll end things here for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you again soon.